country, Guyana was a little trying, because I'm going to tell you, I was burnt, my body was swollen, and I was dehydrated most of the time. But you know what? I had a wonderful time. I enjoyed meeting with the people of Guyana, enjoyed talking with some very important people in Guyana. For example, the president-to-be, and I'm calling him the president-to-be, I'm giving him an endorsement. I did it already, but...
This is Juneann Lewis again, and of course, this is Living Wealthy Always from the United States, and this is the new president-to-be. I am actually giving him an endorsement. For you guys in the U.S. and around the world that's voting, this is my recommendation. I know it's not politically correct, but I think I need to do it right now, okay? So Mr. Granger, what do you have to say to the people out around the world of what your changes and the plans that you've got for Guyana?
Well, what I say now is what I've said for the past 3 years, that Guyana is a nation divided in two. Half lives in North America, half lives in South America. So I'm going to bring the two halves together and have one nation. People in the diaspora are going to have rights. I'm going to set up a government department to deal with the diaspora so that we can benefit from the talents of the diaspora.
The talents and skills, such as somebody like myself who would certainly love to come back to Guyana. What are the things that you have to do to encourage me to come back?
I'll give you a safe country.
Okay.
You'll feel safe when you want to come back here. People are not going to rob you. You'll have a good country.
You'll have a good time. Okay, well, it was nice talking to you.
Great talking
certainly,
to you.
Certainly, yes. And you enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you.
All right.
And I want to see you back in Guyana.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Lovely.
I just want to say that Guyana is a beautiful country in South America, and the uniqueness about Guyana is that it happens to be a part of the Caribbean too. It's one of the only South American countries that can boast it's actually a part of the Caribbean because it's part of the British Commonwealth. But look, I'm going to tell you, let's take a look at some of the things that I did. We're going to start off with me heading up in a bus to Mackenzie.
This is a view going into, we're driving on the highway heading up to Linden. And that's a mountainous view in front of us. The driver of the bus is saying hello to people as he travels along the way, and this is a regular custom. They'll flash a light to say hello, and this is not gang related, guys. This is just the way that they greet each other. Drivers greet each other on the road, or people greet each other by flashing their lights.
And then we're going to meet with Mr. Mark Mosley. He is one of the part of Blackwater Productions. He's actually a U.S. citizen that left and went back. He was born in Guyana, but came to the U.S. and lived, spent a lot of time in the military, then left and went back to Guyana. And he's one of the talented people that went back there. And I certainly did enjoy my time speaking with Mark. Let's hear what Mark had to say about his opinion about not just the entertainment industry, but about Guyana, encouraging Guyanese to come back to Guyana.
This is Juneann Lewis with Living Wealthy Always, and of course, as I said, I'm in Guyana, South America, and this young man that I'm standing here with is somebody that I've admired from afar, Mark Moseley. I've watched you build the Caribbean, it's similar to Facebook, and and then you did that, and then now you're back here in Guyana, actually doing something that I think is so powerful, bringing entertainment and the arts to the world, because after you're finished with everything here, you will be taking it overseas. Yeah. Yes, yes. Well, Mark, tell the people a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name is Mark Mosley. Born and raised in Linden. Migrated to the U.S. in '86 and been living there ever since. Basically, my background is military. Mostly. Spent about 15 years total in the U.S. Navy and just got back from Afghanistan last July. Spent a year and 9 months there. Actually a year and 7 months. So came back here and we decided to do the film, and here we are.
Yes, yes. Well, Mark, one of the things I have to ask you, as a Guyanese who've lived overseas, and you were in the military, you've done military tours, U.S. military tours. What initiated for you to come back? What was your reason to come back to Guyana, to give back to this country?
Well, I've always wanted to come back. I come and visit pretty often.
Oh, okay.
And I always wanted to do quite a lot in Linden, especially since I was born here.
Right.
I'm a attended Mackenzie High School right here.
Right.
Upstairs and across the street.
So this building that we're in now, you actually was a student here.
Yeah, I went to school.
Fantastic. Okay.
And also Mike James, he's on his way.
Oh, okay.
But he also attended MHS as well.
Yes.
Went to the same high school, but he went to Mackenzie High after I did.
Yes. And so now tell us a little bit about the film that you did, and what was the premise behind the film, the reasoning. Is it a true life story? Give us a little bit insight into the film.
Well, I'll let Mike explain more about that.
Okay.
Since he's the writer and director.
Oh,
he wrote
okay.
the script, he directed it. So he can give you more in depth. But basic synopsis is a young lady that she is mentally challenged, not disabled. She just does things differently from most of us. She's struggling to raise a young child that is normal. There's no mental challenges with a child, but she has a lot of mental challenges.
Okay.
So the neighbor basically wants to take the child away for many reasons. One, she doesn't think this young woman is capable of raising the child. And number two, she can get money from the government if she gets the child in her custody. There's a lot of nefarious motivations.
Right, of why, yes. And so the movie premiered last month.
Yeah, it premiered actually the 15th of March.
The 15th of March.
That was a private premiere for cast and crew.
Oh, okay.
Then we did a public premiere right here at
Oh, okay. And we will have a shot of that so that we can show. Okay.
We did the premiere, actually it was what, the 20th, 21st, 22nd.
Yes.
So just a couple of weeks. So.
Oh, okay. With Mr. Mark Mosley. What is your hopes and dreams for Guyana and entertainment industry, bringing this sort of entertainment, whether it's your movies or whether it's your plays or that sort of thing? What is your hope for that?
Well, the final goal is to make Linden the epicenter of arts and film.
Fantastic.
No matter what it is.
Right.
Whether it's music, film, comedy, stage plays, or just stand-up comedy.
Fantastic. So you want this to be the New York or the Atlanta or the LA of the Hollywood of Guyana. Fantastic. Well, if I'm an investor and I am planning to invest in Linden, what are the things that you would show to somebody to say, come here to bring your business, to bring your investment dollar? What are the things that you would recommend that somebody see?
For the last 20 plus years that this government been in office, it's been just degrading everything. So basically, practically any business you can think of, Guyana is at ground zero for that. Everything, especially in Linden and Region 10, has been neglected for so long.
Okay.
Unemployment is rather high, so labor is readily available.
It's readily available,
right?
Okay.
So the fact that you have lots of land space, you can build pretty much a factory if you needed to.
Do you have to say to other Guyanese that are overseas that are probably thinking about coming back to Guyana to invest their money or to even bring talent, skills like yourself? Because you're one of those Guyanese that went overseas, gained knowledge. You were in the military. I'm pretty sure you gained a lot of knowledge from that. but your desire for this country so that you came back. What would you say to another Guyanese like yourself who's contemplating doing something like this and would like to come back?
Them just come.
Okay.
Just pick up sticks and come.
Okay.
It is that, I won't say it is that simple, but it's as easy as that.
Okay.
I know a lot of people have property in the States, so that's more of an anchor.
Yes.
For me, I avoided doing that because
Okay.
I always knew at some point I wanted to be highly mobile.
Yes.
And for me, before I buy a house for $250,000 in the States,
Right.
I can get 5 times that house
Right.
for about the same money here.
Yes.
And I mean, if you drive around you see some luxurious
Beautiful homes. I've seen
They
some
look
so far.
like Atlanta. They
Yes.
look like Stone Mountain,
Yes.
like Litonia.
Yes.
You wouldn't believe. You know,
I've seen
and
that.
anything you can get in the States you're accustomed to,
Yes.
it's right here. It may be a little more expensive because, of course, you have to ship it
Yes.
and duty, but
Yes.
there is plenty. There's also what is called a remigrant program.
There is.
Yes, that's been in effect for quite a while. I don't know
Okay.
how much of it is still going on. I have to
Okay.
check. But it allows you to bring an entire household of stuff duty free,
Duty free? Oh, okay.
including your car,
Fantastic.
1 or 2 cars, I think.
Okay.
And just the car alone, that's a major
Right.
benefit because
Yes.
to buy a car, say from Japan, it's 1.1 million in duty, which is about 5,500 US.
Right.
So that's a major benefit right
Yes.
there.
Okay.
And bringing everything down, you can bring your tools, you bring whatever you need, and through the remigrant process and another program called Go Invest.
Okay.
That office is in Georgetown.
Right.
They give assistance as far as tax rebates, some tax-free period where you can set up business. A lot of this is negotiable.
Okay.
If you bring in a type of business that generates lots of employment, obviously they'll help you
Okay.
out easier. So
Okay.
there's many programs available that people can come. Just if you have some money, bring,
Yes.
invest. It might take a little while for some things to get off the ground, but some stuff you can start making money immediately.
Okay. All right. So here we've got one of the Guyanese that came to Guyana, brought back his talents, and is doing something very well in Guyana. And he made a pitch for Guyana saying, come on back. So I want to say to all of you people out there listening, if you are Guyanese in your Caribbean, maybe Jamaica, or wherever it is that you're planning to go, it's always good to go back home and make that investment of your talents and your skills, because most of these countries do need our talents and skills. Now, Mark, one of the last questions I have to ask you, this is Living Wealthy Always. What is living wealthy always to you, or what is living wealthy to you?
Well, living wealthy to me is this right here.
It's just right where you are.
Nice sunshine,
Yes.
rain. Most things are organic.
Yes.
You know, you can even go to a stream. There's just perfectly fresh water, filtered. Even in the film, we have a scene where she's fetching water from a spring and just
Wow.
pouring out the
Wow.
rock, you know.
Wow.
That's
wow.
just natural.
That's
you can't
just
get
natural.
more natural than that.
Yes. Yes.
And most people think of money when they think wealthy, but your health is that's the biggest wealth you got. With that money, you can get money.
Yes.
One other thing I want to say is that over the last 30 years or so, 30 to 40 years, Guyana's population has not budged really in real terms, maybe 5%. Because when you consider the birth rate, the migration rate, and the death rate, it almost stays the same, and about 1/3 of the population has left.
Yes.
These are people with massive amounts of skill, and some of them with lots of capital.
Yes.
If everybody keeps fleeing and nobody returns, and then we complain, oh, Guyana is in such a state, well, that's because you with your skills and money
Yes.
are not there
Yes.
helping to bring it up. So I decided, you know, sometimes you have to be a pioneer.
Yes.
You may take a loss at the beginning, but sometimes people like to see somebody do it and realize, hey, it can be
It
done.
can be done. Yes.
Then there's a flood of people coming.
Yes.
So, like I said, just come. just come, even if it's to visit, take a look around.
Let's pick it up and see what we went up to Mackenzie and saw some beautiful scenery. The Blue Lakes, we saw beautiful fruit orchards and just people having a good time.
Look, mommy, they look like they get some better spot there, man. The dung, they look too steep. Come on, Lisa.
I'm just watching you guys.
You coming down?
Nope, just watching.
You think you're gonna swim?
Yeah, I will. I'm going down the safer path. What do you mean we? We're at one of the courtyards. It's food trees. There's like food trees everywhere and fruit all over the ground. Here's one of the rivers.
Next, we're going to be speaking to Mr. Michael James. Now, Mr. Michael James is a writer, and himself and Mark Moseley got together and worked on the project for the new movie that they're showing now. And one of the things I want to say, these two guys are two powerful guys in Linden. These two men are doing what they have to do in order to create a new Guyana and show the vision for Guyana, even for entertainment. That we've got fantastic entertainers in Guyana.
We're back now with Michael James, and Michael James is actually the other half of Blackwater Production. It's himself and Mr. Mosley that's working on this project. You are the writer. And it is so nice to meet you because I've actually seen some of your work and I think it's fabulous. As a Guyanese writer, and you've done plays and now you've done this movie, what are the challenges that you come into?
I think it's the main problem, I think, when writing for local general, I think it's one of the main problems would be copyright generally. A lot of challenges, it takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of energy, even money to produce.
Right.
All right? And I think it's kind of frustrating that after finishing working, your work is available to anybody at any cost.
At any time, right.
And I think that's a major issue with all writers in Guyana.
Right.
Your stuff is not properly copyrighted and
it's not protected.
It's not protected.
Yes. Well, Michael, let's get into who you are, because what got you into the industry? Who motivated you?
Well, actually, I'm not sure. I know I like theater since a young boy. I like imitating. I can remember listening to the radio and listening to stories on the radio.
Right.
Yeah, these kind of drama, opera stories on the radio.
Right.
And soap opera. So I think that is what kind of inspired me.
Right.
But I came from the country, all right, and there's a lot of stories from the country. I came from the country area, Boston to be specific.
Yes.
And I grew up in Linden. But I guess I like to be creative, and I like to make the simple things extravagant. I like to make something that you would pass every day on the road to make a story out of that thing and make it significant.
Fantastic. Now, I know you said that you listen to soap operas and those sort of things. Mm-hmm. What stood out in your mind that you listened to that you said, I want to do what they're doing?
There was a show on the radio, a radio show I think was in the 80s. I think it's House of Pain was the name. I don't know if you can remember that.
I was not around for that one, yeah. But anyway.
House of Pain, I think, was the name. But these persons were so good on the radio that you could visualize. You listen to the radio and it's actually as if you've seen what it's doing.
You're seeing, yes.
So I think that kind of helped me to create, to be creative and do it in script, and also so that persons can see.
Good. Now, were there any particular classes that you take? Were there any teachers that inspired you, that said, okay, you can do this? What happened?
My inspiration comes from the natural things of life, generally. But I know I learned the government of Guyana actually sent me on a course, free of cost, of course. It was the City Guyana project in 2011, and I learned more about film and writing and directing on that project, right? But before, it was just my natural ability. I look at other people, I go watch their plays, I go watch their stuff, and then I go back and write just like them.
Oh,
So it was,
okay.
yeah, natural ability.
Good. Well, you're here in Linden, and I spoke to Mark, and Mark said that his goal, and I'm assuming that's your goal too, is to make Linden the international place for film arts, for the arts, entertainment and the arts. Is that your dream as well?
Exactly. I think
Yes.
the vision is the same.
Yes.
We work with a common goal that at the end of our production, it must be professionally done. People must understand it across the world. Story must be unique. It mustn't be the average and the everyday.
Yes.
And also it must be able to win the hearts of people, you know, and tell a good story, good message at the end.
Yes.
Look, we're going to take a break and see. My daughter, Alisa, was with me on the trip. She was actually my videographer on this trip. On the first part, she left and came back to Guyana. But she herself took time out to see some cows and to take some footage herself. I think this is real funny. Let's see what Alicia saw, because this is her first time she's actually seen cows loose. Let's take a look at that.
There's cows out here just walking around, doing what they want to do. I mean, this gate is open, so I don't really want to get too close. Don't want to get chased by cows, but they like to hang out together. Look at them. There's nobody out here with them. I'll let you guys know in advance. One of these cows start looking like they're coming near me, I will sprint away. I see a number on this white cow. Somebody owns them, but they don't have any, I guess, designated area to be. Okay, sorry, I thought I heard one behind me.
And we're back with Mr. Michael James. I think this man is powerful. Just listening to him and the insights and the ideas that he's got for entertainment and how he came about to start writing, it's powerful.
So where do you see yourself in the next 5 years in this industry?
Well, I'm hoping to go very far, international, so to speak. We really want our work to shine to the world, you know, to let the world see what Guyana, what Linden can offer. And I think that we have the ability, and I show it with Mark, who's he's a very good producer, he's a very good friend, I must say, and he's an encourager. I had a lot of people came back from the States who did a lot of promises, I must say. But this guy stood, you know, by my side, and he worked with me, and he said, look, Mike, we're going to do it. And, you know, he invests a lot, I must say. I know he's going to be a little shy to tell you that, but he invests a lot of his money into this project and into my work, into my talent, and I'm most grateful for it. You know, so I want to say, I'm most grateful. And I know we're going to go far, because we have one vision, one goal in mind.
Good. Well, I did ask him that question, and I know that he has made a statement about encouraging Guyanese people to come back to Guyana and invest into the country and into talent like yourself and bring all the talents back here. Yeah, certainly. Well, one of the questions that we ask everybody on Living Wealthy always is, what is wealth to you? What is living wealthy to you?
To me, is I don't like to be in the forefront, but you know what? If I can write a song or write a poem or write a script, and I see someone on stage, in the national stage doing it, I feel that I have gained the world. I feel most, you know, I feel great about it. So I think that's my wealth.
That's
to
your
see
wealth.
someone doing my stuff on stage or on the national scene,
Yes.
and it's been recognized, I feel like I've done something, I've made somebody's life better,
Yes.
and that's wealth for me.
That's wealth for you, to see your legacy
Yes.
broadcast to the world and
Yes.
have all the people enjoy it.
Exactly.
Yes, fantastic. Well, it was so nice speaking to you, Mike. I
Thank
know you
you.
don't have a lot of time, and I thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to come and speak to Living Wealthy always.
Thank you.
Well, that's it for now from Juneann Lewis. Remember, next on our next next show, we're going to be seeing people like Miss Sonia Noel. I'm going to be talking to. I'm going to be talking to Vanilla. And of course, I'm going to be talking to the 3-time Soca Monarch King, Mr. Jumo Primo. You guys have got to stay tuned for that, because that's going to be powerful. See you later, and remember, living wealthy always is a mindset.
Yes. Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years in this industry?
I hope very far. You know, I really hope very far.
Such as, do you want to see you work internationally? Where
Well,
do you
exactly.
want to see?
That's our goal, to work internationally. Okay, ask him another question.
Okay.